SSOT. Good tea too. So, what I wanted to do today, apart from testing 1440p, I'm being recommended that I should stream in higher quality. It's lower than the recommended bitrate. So I'll see how that works out. I think I can. Yeah, could set a different encoder here. I'll try that later, tomorrow. Today I want to get into 03, just a thing I might make music for. It took me a while yesterday to get the game set up properly. So this is a shooter with aliens. So I texted Simi yesterday about wanting to do a stream where I go through the game and give him a bunch of my thoughts. And a few of them set up here. No, that's the wrong one. This is the right one. So let's see. Whoa, that's loud. Because kind of one of the issues that I have with the game, let's get the audio levels right here. let's start with the tutorial. So I think make sure everything works. So there's a lot of text in the tutorial, which I noticed. And I think you can get rid of pretty much all of it. This is kind of odd. So it tells me what I need to do, but maybe I just want to do that. Like, I know that I neutralize all the targets, and I know that I want to get into the next room, and I don't think it should have to tell me. Also, why is this double loading? This is more complicated. I think that here you're supposed to go through those. This is way loud too. It's good that I start here, but so it's supposed to do this, and I wonder whether there's a way of making me understand that without writing it there. And maybe the way to do that is to have an enemy flee from me. So make the enemy go through that in a dash. This is way too loud. That's my only point about this room. Oh, this is loud again. Again, I think I know that I want to get rid of these. Double loading is still weird. Again, I know I need to take off the target. Why do I need to press a button to collect this? And this door doesn't show me that it needs a key. It looks like all the other doors. There was like a key hologram there that looked like the key I just collected. That might work better. And this could also show a key hologram, and then I would understand I need to get the key to do this. So in general, I'm not sure about this interaction with the E button. That might be a little harder to explain without words. Here I'm picking up a weapon. One of the bigger problems is that it doesn't reload even though I'm out. I think it should start reloading when I'm out. Because now it only does that on the next button press. And one of the things the music could do here is it could fade in and fade out better, because it's just gone when the enemies are gone. But that's probably obvious. So that's the tutorial. I don't quite know whether I clicked this. You have to click here, yeah. The mouse thing is a little weird here. One of the things I find odd, and I think it's on purpose, and I'm not sure whether it's overdone, is the Dutch angles. So it creates a sense of unease to have this crooked angle. I don't think that's bad, it's just maybe a little too crooked. But it does underline the sense of displacement. Another point that I had was that which was it? Yeah, the aim. So you always aim all the way to where you want to shoot. Why does it reload again? It should reload, I think, when I'm out. But if I want to destroy this here, I can perfectly aim all the way here. Maybe I should only be able to aim up to here, maybe. Which would mean the dot could still be there. But having the cursor all the way throughout the room makes it a little too easy to aim. And the WASD here combined with the Dutch angle means that I'm doing a lot of this, which feels unnatural. So I can buy stuff here, but I don't have the right amount of currency. Oh, I fell. That's another issue. When you die, you're dead. And you go back all the way. It's just a little too easy to die. I think the game itself should be harder, but it's way too easy to go all the way back, and now I need to redo all of this. It's kind of hard to dodge these. So again here, this is easy because I can aim all the way over here, and it would be much more of a problem if I could only aim up until here maybe. The dodging is very hard though. See, I'm dead again. I'm dead again. And I have to do everything again. And I think one of the things the game wants me to do is to remember the layout. But the layout changes every time, so I have to relearn it now. So the cost of dying is even higher. I think the stuff you do with shooting is too easy, and dodging the enemy bullets feels too hard right now. I don't think there should be less bullets from the enemies. Here's a good example, like this enemy is not a problem at all. I think I'm supposed to do this. See, dodging this is very hard. And I think you are supposed to get better at it, and I think I will with training. So if you take this room as a puzzle, that's my big point. I know that I need to shoot this eventually, but this enemy is just 2 bullets. So kind of, it's not a big puzzle. More interesting. That's a big guy. I like the sound effect on this one. So now I need to redo all this. I think I'll do like 2 more of these. I haven't gotten past the first level yet though, which is kind of annoying. It's especially annoying because now I have to relearn all of this. In theory, I'm getting better at it. The reloading was only slightly annoying this time. I once went into this room and the thing chased me and exploded, and I lived. It was a different way of solving this puzzle. Still odd. I mean, getting shot is very annoying. Also, the room transitions are kind of too slow. See, now I need to reload. And I think it should have been known in advance that I'm out. Not sure what this block here is for. That did nothing. Pierce of silence and a bomb. I can one-shot them. Whoa. I walked right into that. How do I switch weapons? How do I switch weapons? Q. I'm dead. Ugh. That might be something that should go into the tutorial, telling me how I switch the weapons. Let's try to left-hand these dungeons. Maybe having the enemies come in so slowly is too easy, because you know where they are and you have seconds to prepare for them. Which is too easy. See? And again, the dodging was way... It's not that the dodging is too hard and the shooting is too easy, but the balance between the two is kind of off. Oh, this one, yeah. Oh, this one, yeah. Is another point of critique, that this is a room that I go into to find out that I can't progress, and now I need to get back through this obstacle course. There's another one where they're even slower because they move on the y-axis, not the x-axis. And that's even more of a waiting game, which feels bad. Feels bad, man. But now I kind of know that I eventually need to get back here. Which means... let's do the guy first. Which makes dying even worse. Which, yes, should train you on trying to stay alive. So I learned from the tutorial that I need a key here. Maybe a symbol would be better. I need to backtrack through all this. It feels like I kind of spend a lot of time going through those corridors, which is fine. I'll do it back. This one is good. This feels like a challenge. Maybe the game should be more like this in the outfit. We're almost dead. If I had worse aim, this would have been even more of a challenge. But this felt more like the game that this maybe should be. I've kind of lost my place now. I don't know whether this is actually... It doesn't really increase my speed, does it? So the orientation in the dungeon, especially because you die so much. I don't want to go here, I know that. The orientation feels a little more like a chore. We did go here, so I think I need to go down here next. Then go to the right. Again, this isn't really a problem. Now there it is. This is way too loud. So one of the things that is, I think, needs to be different in the end game is you start right into this alien hell. And to compare it, Diablo starts in a town. And it's kind of mellow and quiet. And that helps you establish a zone that you want to get back to. So the pacing... Every room should be more of an issue. It's these are fine, but it's the first. Once you've done them, you've done them. I walk right into that one. Oh, this is not good. Reloading is still annoying. So the challenges don't... The pacing of the challenges is off to the you are in alien hell theme. Have to pick this up again. This is way too easy. I'm cutting fools in half. And dodging takes you out of the shooting. So again, it's the individual parts aren't the problem, it's the composition of the parts. That makes it a little more tedious than I think it should be. This is probably a known issue, but the walking animation feels a little off. Did I go here yet? It would be nice if there was some way of telling me where I was before. And I guess this is another of these rooms that tells me in the end that I need something that I don't have yet. Yeah. So I'm learning this now. It feels weird. The Dutch angle means I always need to do this. I've seen this before. So I probably need to do this now. Shoot this. Whoa, almost fell there. I like that this is not linear. I don't have the key yet, right? Yes, I can't do anything here. I like this one. This one is interesting. But where do I go now? I was here. Oh, I have 11 now. What are these? I don't know. Stim pack, health. Probably want health. Guten Morgen. We are in alien territory. Too easy. But he's just spazzing out over there. Look. Oh, the reloading. If I could only aim up till here, I would still have this beam thing that tells me whether I can aim or not, which is good. But the fact that I can aim all the way over here is, I think, too easy. Don't have the key yet. End boss. Barrier override. I don't know what that is. What is that? What is that? Is this a door? I think I should have used this later, but I can't go through this. This would have probably been helpful later, but now I've wasted it. This is still open, I don't have a key. This door was not very obvious. So the reason why I'm playing this is because I'm considering making music for it. Oh, we'll get to the laser. Don't worry about that. I don't know why I would need a stim pack override, because the stim reloads so fast. I can't afford this yet. I know, hang on. A little louder. Is this better now? It has to fight against the music here now, so that's probably an issue. Let's try to do this. Yeah, I have it pretty cranked up. Now it tells me the door has opened. Is it this huge door that I went through and couldn't get through? And who is Eon Scorch? Yeah, this is open now. That was nice. Whoa. Almost dead now. Whoa. That was nice. Come on. I think we did it. We made the first level. Great. So, I'll get back to my notes. So one of the things I talked about this, I think the tutorial. The game is 03. It's an alpha version. What the message is? Hang on. I think it's Simi. Simi built this, and I saw this trailer, and that made me think. This is the kind of so. Let's circle back a little bit. So for a number of years, I've been making music, and then real life started, and I had to earn money and learn to program and stuff. And at some point, especially with kids, the music, I didn't have time for the music. So about 1.5 years ago, I invested in some synthesizers and got a nice one last Christmas. And I streamed some music making at the beginning of this stream. And I always had the idea that maybe there would be at some point a goal that I want to achieve. And one of the possible goals would have been to make music for a game. So when I saw this trailer, I thought this might fit in with the kind of music that I want to make or can make. So I messaged him and made a little demo, and he liked that, I think. So he sent me the alpha key, and it's an alien shooter. Yeah, so the main so as an example, there are areas apparently in the game like this later on that feel a little more like the like a warm area that you want to get back to once you are in alien hell. So my point about the Diablo 1 town is that you start out somewhere where you want to be. It's still an alien planet, but at least it's not alien hell. And the music should kind of be the same. If you're in the action, it should have a driving beat and all that, and dissonant voices. But there should be a warmth in the soundtrack that cradles you to balance off the cold alien landscape, basically. And yeah, I think he's still completely solo on this. Yeah, and he, hang on, let me find this. I think on his YouTube he showed off how he is a tattoo artist, I think, who's venturing into game development. So he's probably the same design skill that he's used to make tattoos is going into these monsters now. And when I was talking to him, I told him that's kind of my point with the music too, because the thing I invested in was synthesizers that are heavily that rely heavily on input. So the hang on, the main synthesizer. Oop, oh, this is in the way. The main synthesizer that I have is the Polybrute, and that another one of these. What this does pretty well. This is still not in focus though. Hang on. The main thing that this does is that it reacts to touch. So if I only touch it slightly, so everything you do on that synthesizer is relies on you doing a good job. And I think if there is anything that is going to be left after the AI takes over and can do all the music that you could imagine, there is one area that will still remain. And it's the same thing that he does with his drawing, which is there are some things that are so complicated or complex that the full width of human input could make all the difference. Yeah, maybe we could do all the soundtrack. I don't know. But the soundtrack that I saw in the trailer, it felt it wasn't a bad soundtrack, but it lacked this human element that counterbalances all the desolate coldness. So this would be what I would be going for. I still need to figure out a way to do the multi-stream chat because I'm streaming on YouTube now as well. So I'm just sharing the chat. I'll send Simi the VOD link later on. So I need to kind of figure out a way how to deal with the chat here. Yeah, so this is my idea for the music, is have all the alien coldness and driving beat and so forth, but there should be an element to this that is a respite from all the action that you go through. Islands of warmth, I called it. And it took me a little while to get into the game. And the Dutch angles didn't help. But in the test I just did, you saw that some rooms are more of a challenge, and that's where I felt that this is where the game should be going in the end. So more of that should work well. I think what he really nailed is the aesthetic and the feeling, which he also pointed out. And the enemy bullets already do a good job of, you see this orange glow thing. It's kind of a warmth that you're seeking out. Everything is so green and cold that the alien bullets almost feel like a welcome accent. Hang on, let me show you the thing that I did yesterday. Just kind of what I was going for, which you probably missed. We also streamed some solitaire. Let's see. So something, I'm double lower now. I think I'm putting the beat now. Maybe. Yeah, this is the beat. And then I try to get in the warmth. Somewhere. That's what I'm going for. So this is what I would imagine could happen in a room full of enemies and bullets flying everywhere. But you still have this element of warmth in there that keeps you going, because you need like a purpose. If it's all cold and alien hell, and it's a little too sterile. It needs this human touch somehow. What else did I have here? Yeah, so this, glitch hop with a hint of warmth. And if the game starts out in an area that feels a little more at home, or if there are like, again, islands within the dungeon where you want to take a respite from all the action, then that might be the nourishing factor that keeps you going through the cold and dark dungeons. I think I mentioned this. Yeah, so this was my last point, is that you can aim all throughout the room, and that means it's too easy to shoot dudes, basically. If it was limited, it would be more of a skill issue. And I think apart from the balancing being still slightly off, there are some things that should require higher skill. And the dodging of the enemy bullets is already pretty involved. And that feels about the level of danger and toughness that you want. But it's in contrast to how easy it is to shoot the enemies, at least if there's only a few of them. I mean, the battle element probably should, to some degree, feel helpless. It should feel manageable. It should feel like a challenge. But the coldness of being helpless against all the bullets flying at you, that's probably what you want. And if there is a good counterbalance to that, that should be the back and forth that you need to keep people playing. I can already feel, since I'm streaming in 1440p now, that my computer's getting way warm. The warmth of the machine. Probably also because the game is still on. Where's my cursor? I don't have a cursor now. Let's get rid of Steam. Yeah, I mean, the human thing is you. You are the person. You are the human element. And there should be things that cradle the human element, and music will be a big part of that. Because music is usually the unconscious or the subconscious part where the music should make you feel that there is a warmth that you want to get back to, and that is the contrast to all the coldness that you're trying to kill. And he pretty well figured out how to build the unease, and again the Dutch angles do part of that. I think he's kind of overdoing them to a degree, but yeah. I think the building blocks are there. He needs to figure out the pacing and the level of difficulty needs to be tweaked. Because right now it feels either too simple or completely useless. So you run into a room, the music picks up, and there's one dude that you shoot. And it's like, that's not hard. And coupled with the fact that it's too easy to die and to get back to the beginning of the dungeon and have to do it all over again, it feels the cost of a defeat is kind of too high right now. So we have about half an hour to go for some laser stuff. We saw alien lasers, and now you get back to web lasers. So the stream will become much more boring now. After we saw all the cool alien shooting. So what I did yesterday was I tried to figure out the caddy situation. So let's see. Do we have all the services yet? We set up the global caddy service. It comes from a caddy file that we still need to build. And this could be merged in here, but I don't care yet. And then we also want the domain caddy file. And the global caddy file ingests this one. So that should work. This one's this. No wait, this is the data work, right? Oh, I also need Redis. I still haven't decided whether I want to have just a single Redis database or a couple of them. It feels like I at least need the targets to be there. Although it's not that costly to do them in the beginning. But still, any cost is too much. And then we have the cache, that is all the data files serialized. So it feels like I at least need those two. So we could have a Redis targets and a Redis cache. The cache could have lists that we subscribe to. And another list could be the make queue. Another list could be the sessions and the presence. So yeah, because in that area you would have an overlay. The target would it be an overlay? Because the good thing about using Redis in my situation is that most of the stuff in Laser and Hypermake are just file paths. So it naturally is the same as a key value store. And there could be things in the file graph that are just lists, like virtual lists. But I want to have metadata here, which is the file hash and the change or the modification date. So these kind of don't go together. So maybe I do need just these two. I think I'll start with just these two. So we want to have a Redis service and this one's wrong. Wait. Did it again. Why can I not select them only in here? In selection. Alright, so this is under Redis cache. And then we want to have the same thing. So this block. We want to have Redis targets. Right. And then next to this, I want to have this. Also, still need to migrate these here. Maybe we'll do that today. I think the ordering is wrong though. I want to first have the targets and then the cache. So let's migrate that code. Let's put this on the side, and then we will merge this somewhere else. And the Redis stuff I decided should be part of Hypermake, maybe. It should take the port as an argument though, so that we can make a CLI call for that thing. Where do I put it? I think I want it in Hypermake. Somewhere. I just put it in base for now. Let's put it in base. So in here we want some function somewhere. And the arguments are a path and port. We can copy this over. We should put it in the file. The port will be the port. And then we want to have something that writes that file. Because right now it only puts them somewhere. Don't get the full path there. So that would be this. And then the path, and then the unit file. And then we can rewrite this here to say laser bin. Did I have that yet? No. What did I call this? Oh, it's this one. Yeah, that's probably better. I do need to replace this though later on. Do I want that? Maybe I don't want that. Well, wait, this was wrong anyhow. I wanted to have it here. pull this back up. And the functions that we call is this one. This, and this is the target, and then we have the port. So we need to put this in the config. The cache will have its own port. And then the targets will have its own port. Something like this, which means in here we can now do config, Redis, cache port. And then we'll do the same thing for this. Targets port. So let's migrate these. This is all just busy work. It's just busy work. We want these, and these are currently in here. So you want to go over there. Although this is more caddy specific, so there should probably be a function in here. So let's do not directory. And the function's PHP file is something that is just automatically loaded. We do need a namespace. The namespace is caddy. So we want this over here. We did this. So we want a function make global caddy file to path. Yeah. And we want the same thing that we did here, where eventually we write it into file. It's the unit. We need our laser. So this could be environment variables. I didn't think of that. But I think there's a different solution for that. Because one of the things we need in the caddy file is the secret words for the Mercure hub. I'll probably not get to this today, but let's keep a note in here. That's what we need. We need to figure out the situation. Because I don't think I want the environment file. This is fine. We can just use this for the root. And that should be it. I think we need to sudo this though, because it needs supercar privileges to build this. Yeah, this is the thing that puts together the Mercure secrets. I'll figure that out later. Could do these two files though, just to have them for now. Oh, do I already have them? Hang on. Yeah, I already have them. So in here, we again want to use the regular. This one. Make secret file. And we'll have this as the secret. Still need this global and the path. So then we can I didn't do the caddy file yet, hang on. Let's do that first, the global caddy file. This should be this namespace. Make a global caddy file. An indie sci-fi soundtrack. I'll vet that link first. Yeah, about that direction. That's about the direction that we want to go, I think. Now this still needs this. Right. And then we want to have the same thing for secrets. I'll tell him that. What kind of movie is that though? A science fiction horror film. I will make a note of that. I'll just, hang on, I'll just put it in here. So I can get back to it later. Same thing here. Right. So then we're just stuck with the environment and the unit file for the data worker that I still need to build. It's also getting way too warm here. Gonna get a little noisy now, but we only have about 10 minutes to go anyhow, so that's what you get. loud noises. I mean, this is probably fine because I'm not going to build these things from the Hypermake service. And there are things that I pass in the makefile that I don't really deal with yet, so that's all right. Hear the pigeons cooing. How's that for an unsettling atmosphere? Was there anything else that I wanted to get done on stream? So I think we actually figured out that we only need these two things. So let's do... Nope. Yeah, so we just have two. That's fine. And then we can have Redis cache and Redis targets as globals that we use, and that's it. I have a note on here that I don't remember what I was going on about. Local to remote connection. What's that supposed to mean? Don't know. I forgot. Laser caddy. It's trash. Trash. We still need to build the global caddy file properly to figure out how to include all the other make files. Although we kind of figured out that we only need 2 ports. So this is done. This is done. This is done. For now, I'll just have the ports be static. It's not ideal though. But that should kind of be a build error. Maybe I should, rather than having them separated by name, I should put the port in there. I don't know. I'll figure that out later. I will figure this out later. But I think that's all I wanted to get done for today. I usually do like... I try to not do too much because there's an underlying urgency for me to get laser finished and get Capri finished, especially, which is the first application I want to build with laser and Hypermake. And I wasn't getting anywhere, so I stream about an hour of laser development each morning. And that doesn't really get me anywhere, but it's baby steps. And at least I know that I'm making progress, which helps. And streaming it helps to have a purpose in there. But yeah, this will be all for today. I'll send me the link to the vault so you can check it out. And I'll stream some more music making for the soundtrack tomorrow morning. But apart from that, that's all I got for today. That's all I got. It's way too loud. This will be it. Thanks for hanging out. And I will be back tomorrow. See ya. Bye bye. Stop the stream. Stop the multi-stream. I have to figure out how the encoding went on YouTube. It tells me that I need more data. More. It wants more. Just look at it, make the same warning all over again. Weird. But again, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.